Hey Bears fans, Overreaction Tuesday on today's show. Lots of rumors coming out of that disaster last night, and yes, it was a disaster. This Bears offense is a flat-out problem. If you agree with me, like this video. Lots of blame to go around. We're going to cover a lot of it on today's show, but give us a like if you agree with me that this Bears offense is a big problem. I better see 500-plus likes on today's show because this offense is a dumpster fire. With that being said, we talk a lot about the offense on today's Bears Overreaction Tuesday. Welcome into Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. As always, is there a lack of trust between Nick Foles and Matt Nagy? This is a major talking point within the Chicago Bears right now, and it was a major talking point during the game last night. I was live for the watch party, so I missed it when Brian Griese said this on the telecast. This is a problem. So Nick Foles, a lot of the top players meet with the broadcast teams before games, if you guys didn't know this, and they help them, give them some information for the broadcast, right? This is what Griese said Nick Foles told him. Sometimes play calls come in, and I know I don't have time to execute that play call. I'm the one out here getting hit. Sometimes the guy calling the plays, Matt Nagy, doesn't know how much time there is back here. That's a problem. So, of course, Matt Nagy was asked about it after the game by one of the Bears reporters, and then basically relayed that quote to him, and he said, look, Nick and I have a pretty good relationship, and he hasn't said that to me. I'm sure he'll explain what he meant by that. So, of course, let's ask Nick Foles about it. Here's what he had to say. That was definitely a miscommunication with Brian and I. We do pregame conversations the day before the game just to get the broadcast team information, like I said. That information, Coach Nagy and I have a great conversations on the sidelines. This is a problem. This is a problem. Even if it was a slight misquote from Brian Griese or a miscommunication like Nick Foles is saying, Nick Foles basically said, this offensive line stinks, and sometimes when I get play calls, I don't have enough time to throw the football. And there's clearly a lack of, hardcore communication between Foles and Nagy on the subject. I'm sure it's been talked about today between the two, but how concerned are you with this Matt Nagy and Nick Foles situation? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 being this is fake news. It's not a storyline at all. 10 being dumpster fire. The Bears are going to lose out for the rest of the season. I'm at like a 6 or 7. I am concerned. They got to figure this out quickly. Matt Nagy, Nick Foles, this offensive staff and players got to get on the same page. I'm going to say I'm at a 7. I am very concerned about how this is developing right now. Next overreaction topic on Bears Overreaction Tuesday. Let's build off the first one. Should the Bears go back to Mitch Trubisky? Should they make a change? Foles was not very good on Monday night. Now, was it all his fault? No, and I thought at times he actually ran the offense okay, but 0 offensive touchdowns. He threw a horrible interception in the end zone, which effectively ended the game. The second pick, I don't really care about. It's desperation time late in the game. That's fine, but overall, this offense isn't finding a rhythm right now, and if you compare the two side by side, each guy kind of offers a different thing, right? Like Foles is certainly more accurate. He can read defenses better. I think he gives you more upside in the passing game, but Trubisky's more mobile, wasn't turning the ball over as often, and with the bad offensive line, maybe you could argue his mobility would have some value. And look, I get you guys. A lot of you guys are just begging during the watch party, go to Trubisky, Foles sucks, this and that. Couple of reasons I would stick with Nick Foles. I'm going to type my NF, but you guys can cast your votes. The reason I would stick with Foles, 1, this back and forth crap, it's bad for a locker room. It's not good. You're sending a message to your team that despite being at 5-2, you've changed your quarterback twice if you do that. That's not an ideal situation. I would stick for Foles for now. I understand the mobility thing. I understand Foles has not been very good, but what are you going to do? You're going to go back to Trubisky after 3 games? I just don't think it's the best idea. But let me know. NF for Nick Foles, MT for Mitchell Trubisky. I get where you guys are coming from, but I'm going to stick with Nick Foles, at least for now. Before we get to our next topic, get going with Bet Rivers. We, guys, got you covered in the state of Indiana and Illinois. If you're in Indiana, chatsports.com/betin. They're going to hook you guys up with that 100% deposit match up to $250. Bet on Bears games. We got prop bets, NFL, World Series, all kinds of stuff. Also, in the state of Illinois, same deal. Chatsports.com/betil. That's the only difference. IN for Indiana, IL for Illinois, 100% deposit match. Bet Rivers, you can make some money all football season long, and you can bet on all kinds of sports. There's some crazy ones out there. You can bet on like cricket and stuff like that. Go do it. Chatsports.com/betin. I made some money on the under last night. You guys can do that too, because I'd be betting the under every week with this Bears offense. For Illinois, chatsports.com/betil. For Indiana, it's chatsports.com/betin. Third point, these all kind of work together. A lot of you guys are reacting. I'm seeing stuff on social media. Fire Matt Nagy. This is definitely an overreaction in my opinion. Now look, Dylan, don't do it. Please, don't show me the graphic. Oh, guys, oh no, he did it. Oh God. The offense is bad. There's no way around it. This offense stinks. They can't score. The passing attack isn't very good. Dead last in rushing. David Montgomery deserves better than this crap, okay? Like, this offensive line is a joke. They don't convert on third down. Look, I know you guys want to blame Matt Nagy for everything. Think about what he's had to deal with since he's taken over. 2018 actually had a decent O-line. Mitch Trubisky went to the Pro Bowl. Like, that's pretty good work for Matt Nagy. 2019, injuries, maybe Nagy wasn't as great. I get all that. 2020, this O-line's horrible. This O-line is absolutely horrible. Now, situational play calling, I agree. Matt Nagy's not been great, and I will flat out admit, maybe I'm too high on Nagy. Maybe I've been too much of a Nagy apologist at times. I get that. I acknowledge that. He's not innocent in this situation. But this O-line stinks. It is so freaking bad. We talked about it all offseason. Please, Ryan Pace, go sign some offensive linemen. Oh, Jermaine Ifedi, let's convert a busted tackle to a guard. He freaking sucks. Like, this O-line is absolutely horrible. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm sure you'll all type 1 because you hate Matt Nagy despite a 25-14 record. I even got a comment. The record doesn't matter. Okay, you want to go back to Mark Trestman? That guy sucked. John Fox, garbage. Like, this Matt Nagy doesn't have good quarterbacks, and he has a horrible offensive line. Name a coach in the NFL that could overcome that. I don't think there's that many, and this team is still 5-2. So type 1 for Matt Nagy, type 2 for the quarterbacks, type 3 for the O-line. I'm typing my 3. That is the biggest problem by far. I'm not saying Nagy's innocent, but you know what? He doesn't have a lot to work with, especially when it comes to the offensive line. This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so you can reply right there. And once you do so, get subscribed to Chicago Bears Now. Thank you, Bears fans. I told you during the watch party, I tell you how it is. I give my opinions. We don't always have to agree. You guys think Nagy's a bigger problem than I do. That's great. First Amendment's awesome. That's why I encourage you guys to subscribe and be loud in the comments and give me your thoughts. I'm going to give you my thoughts. We crossed 15,000 subs. Thanks to you. Let's get to 20K. That's the next milestone here on Chicago Bears Now. We got daily videos at this point. I'm having a blast doing it with you guys. Hey, even when the Bears lose, it's fun ripping this team on an Overreaction Tuesday. Get subscribed, share that link. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. This one is one I think we can all get on board with. Cut Ted Ginn. Can we get him out of there? I mean, I get it. Johnny Hekker was booming them last night, and most of them were landing inside the 10, and punt returners are taught to not catch the ball inside the 10. But at some point, you got to go catch the freaking ball, man. I mean, dude, he looks disinterested as a punt returner. This team misses Tariq Cohen so bad at punt return. I can't even begin to tell you how much they do. And he's given you nothing offensively. 3 catches for 40 yards. Like, what is Ted Ginn bringing to this team? Maybe a little bit of veteran leadership, I guess, but, like, that's not enough for me. Like, I would much rather see Riley Ridley be active on game days and see if he can give you anything at all. He's been inactive every game this year. Yet Ted Ginn is sitting back there on punts, and he won't catch the freaking ball. It's stupid. Like, put Patterson back there. Put Anthony Miller back there. Put freaking Tyler Bray back there. I don't care. It just can't be Ted Ginn anymore. Get him out of here. Cut him, or at least don't put him on punt returns, because he is so disinterested back there. I don't need to see him catching punts anymore. That was an absolute disgrace. Should the Bears cut Ted Ginn Jr.? Type Y for yes. Type H for hell yes. I'm typing my H. Get him out of there. I'm done with Ted Ginn Jr. I've seen enough. He's not giving you anything offensively, and he's just disinterested on catching punts. So cut him. I'm done with him. And the last one, I can't believe we're actually saying this, but bring back Jay Cutler, who hasn't played since 2017. I got a comment on last night's instant reaction video that I just have to share with you guys. I just have to do it. Mr. Sports Collector Bring back Lovie Smith, Jay Cutler, and maybe Cedric Benson. Let's go, boys. If you're trolling, this is a bad look because Cedric Benson, may he rest in peace. He died in a motorcycle accident last year, so that's a bad joke if you didn't know that. If you didn't know that, there's the news for you. Cedric Benson died last year. Jay Cutler hasn't played since 2017 for the Miami Dolphins. Lovie Smith, great run here. It was time to move on. You don't go back to the well just because you don't like how things are going. If you want to get rid of Matt Nagy, that's fine, but not for Lovie Smith. There are other coaches out there. There's a reason Lovie Smith is coaching at the University of Illinois. He's just not as highly regarded as he used to be. I'm appreciative of him, but guys, Jay Cutler, no. Now, we might have something coming up for Jay Cutler in the future on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But Overreaction Tuesday, some of these are out of control, especially this one.